Iowa, they're pretty sizable right there. And now they have given up some points this year, Josh, which that was. I feel like Avoyelles teams kind of always give up points, except last year's team. Last year's team had some absolute ball hawks on defense. Those guys have moved on, so obviously the key tonight is you've got to match point for point, because they're going to put some points on the board. Just ask Marksville. Yeah, there's no stopping Avoyelles, and you'll hear that in a little bit, talking to Coach Nick in the pregame interview. There's no stopping them. It's slowing them down. And if anybody has seen or heard about an Avoyelles Mustangs game, they know that they play their own brand of football. There's absolutely no special teams. As far as kickoffs go, they're going to onside kick it every time. They do not punt. They have no punt statistics for the last 4 years. That's unbelievable. Coach Boone has been there. They do not punt. If it's 4th and 10 from their own 10, they are going for it every 4th down. So no punting, no field goal unit. They're going to go for 2-point conversions every time they score a touchdown. It's their own. I call it boom ball. It's boom ball because no one else coaches or plays like this in the world. But for the Bunkie team, Bunkie's coming off a win against Jay Hodge last week, and that had to do a world of difference mentally and for the morale and the vibe and the energy for this team to get a win in week 3 coming into this game. We talk often about the mental aspect of the game and about momentum and things that aren't overly quantifiable, not points and yards and things like that. We talk about that often on this broadcast, and you could see the dejection after week 1. It clearly rolled into week 2, but somehow we came home in week 3. It was a different vibe here. It propelled us to the win, and I think these kids have walked around a lot lighter this week as well. That's a great segue into the pregame interview. Coach Nick talks a lot about that, about just the mental tenacity and mental toughness of the team coming into this week. So we'll send it back to the station, listen to the pregame interview. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9. This mighty Bunkie Panther radio pregame show is sponsored by your Avoyelles Parish Farm Bureau Insurance Agent and play-by-play announcer Josh Sauseda. Now let's turn it over to Josh with head football coach Nick Pujol for this week's matchup.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Bunkie Panther Radio here on Z95.9. I'm Josh Sauseda, bringing you the Farm Bureau Insurance pregame show here with Coach Nick Pujol. Coach Nick, it's week 4. Man, it's going by fast, but you finally got a win last week. How's that feel for your team to get a win?
Well, obviously getting a win is always good. And yeah, man, it's week 4. It kind of feels like week 8 or 9. We feel like we kind of been at this for a while. It's kind of crazy how the time can fly, but at the same time, it feels like we've been doing this for quite a while. But no, the win was really good. Definitely always helps, makes practice a little bit more upbeat, and the guys are all feeling really good.
Well, the Panthers looked like a totally different team last week with a win, in the homeowner against Jay Hodge. What would you say the biggest difference was?
Scoring early. We didn't run anything differently. We didn't really move personnel around that much. I mean, it just came down to us having some momentum. Momentum's huge in high school athletics, big time, more than it is at the college or pro level. And especially with a team as inexperienced as we are in certain positions, you could see the difference. Whenever we scored that first drive, everybody felt really, really good. And then I think we had a quick turnover, and then we scored again. And it's like it just snowballs and rolls. So momentum can work with you or against you. And in week 3, it worked with us, and I think that was the difference.
And tonight you host Avoyelles. We're expecting a big crowd, an intense game. And I'm assuming there's a little measure of revenge in the air since the last time y'all faced them, it was in the playoffs last year. So what was the energy like at practice this week in preparing for this matchup?
Energy was good. Obviously, Avoyelles is an opponent that we all know very well. All these kids have played JV against them for several years, including varsity games. So we understand the style that they play. We understand how they run their offense, which is probably the one thing that's unique to them. So there's definitely a lot of just kind of understanding and comfort from that standpoint. Now, on the flip side of that, they're a really, really good team. They run their offense exceptionally well. All those backs are seniors, and they do a great job behind that offensive line. So our guys know that we have to play a much better brand of football than we did last week. and we've been challenging them all week to step up and meet the physicality.
Let's talk about quarterbacks for a second. Freshman Brady Wright came in with his first start, won his first game, looked pretty good passing the ball. He was starting for an injured Dylan Compton. So the question is, when Dylan comes back, you got some decision to make. Is he back? Are you rolling with with Brady moving forward? What's the plan there?
Brady's going to be the QB moving forward. Probably was going to be the QB moving forward last week anyway. When Dylan comes back, he won't be playing this week, but he's on pace to come back and start practicing again next Tuesday on that foot, and then if all goes well, he'll suit up at wide receiver for us against Winfield, which he's excited about. He's a guy that just loves to play football, and he's probably one of our better wide receivers on the team, just from a skill and ability standpoint. So whenever Dylan comes back, he'll be a receiver, and will give Brady one more option to kind of throw the ball to.
Now, you mentioned Avoyelles' offense. They run it well. They got a senior backfield that runs well behind the offensive line. We know the brand of football they play. They don't punt, hardly any special teams, and they're really good at running the ball in their ground game. So what's your plan to slow them down? Because very few teams can stop Avoyelles. So how you plan to slow them down?
Well, first thing is just have to play sound fundamental defense. Kind of a lot like what we had to do against Catholic Point Capee against a triple option. There's certain keys and reads that each player needs to make every play. If your eyes start looking in that backfield, you're going to chase the wrong guy. Somebody else is going to have the ball. So there's a lot of different reads based on their position that they need to follow. So it's just going to come down to trusting my job and trusting my read first off. And then that's going to kind of piggyback into you got to get them off the field on the fourth down. Look, they're going to score some touchdowns on you. That's going to happen. Like you said, you're not going to stop them. You can slow them down. But man, if you can get them to miss a fourth down conversion, especially deep in your own territory, man, that field position can flip the field. And while the way that they play offense absolutely helps them, if the ball goes your way, sometimes that can hurt them and really give you an advantage in a short field. And in the years that we've beat them, that's what's happened. They've gone for some fourth downs deep in their territory, and we've able to add some really short fields and get on the board early and create that momentum that I talked about earlier being so big. So hopefully we get a stop early in the game and score, and then our offense can kind of start clicking. And I don't know, you may end up with a shootout, you may end up with a dogfight. I really feel like this game could go 3 or 4 different ways.
And lastly, Coach, what was your message or focus of the week for the team?
The focus of the week was be relentless. And that mainly comes down to trying to get the kids to understand that we've played good at times against certain teams this year, but against a team like Avoyelles, especially defensively, you've got to be on it every single play. You have to be relentless about it. You can't be good first, second, and third down and take a break on fourth down. It's got to be every single play. Be relentless in your effort, in your physicality, and be relentless in the way that you're playing the game.
All right, Coach, that's it for the questions. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, Josh.
All right, Avoyelles Mustangs over here at Bunkie for in-parish rival showdown. Kickoff is just moments away. Thanks for tuning in to the Farm Bureau Insurance pregame show here on Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's pregame show with play-by-play announcer Josh Sauseda and head football coach Nick Pujol of the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network. This pregame show has been brought to you by your Avoyelles Parish Farm Bureau Insurance agent Josh Sauseda. Coming up, another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9 or online kzlgradio.com.
Farm Bureau proudly supports our Bunkie Panthers. Hey, this is Josh Sauseda, your local Farm Bureau agent. If you're looking for great rates, fast claims, and real service, give me a call at 318-201-0577. Join our family so we can take care of yours.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau. Sean Supercenter in Hesper has street shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyelles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order or stop by any day of the week. We open early and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Supercenter, Main Street in Hesmer.
All right, welcome back, folks. Broadcasting live from Gene Britton Field here at Panther Stadium. Toss, they elected to receive, so Avoyelles Mustangs will be kicking it off left to right. This first quarter brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Kickoff brought to you by Capital Signs. Again, kicking it off left to right. Deep to receive for the Panthers, the most dangerous, Kyle Johnson. But he won't get the ball. It's going to be one of those six on that front line, Josh. Yeah, normally, kickoff return, you got players every 10 yards apart spread out. All 10 players besides Kyle are within 5 yards from midfield, expecting an onside kick. And it's going to be an onside kick. And the Panthers bounces off, and Avoyelles is going to get it. Avoyelles football. What happened there, Donnie? Big mistake. Actually got a really good bounce. So the Panthers look to have some type of read pre-snap, and a lot of players shifted over to the right side of the field. Avoyelles decides to kick it to the left, and it was a really good kick. The one that rolls for a little while, then gives you a big bounce. Hit off the shin of a player. I could not tell who it was. I think it was Jamie Lashney. Okay. Hit off the shin of Jamie Lashney and just bounce right to Avoyelles. They corral it and go to the ground. So they're going to take over on the Panther 48. I want to point out real quick, Josh, John Michael Eves is back on the field at linebacker. So Avoyelles takes over on the Panther 48. There's a man in motion. It's a toss here to the near side. The security camp assessment on the right side. He could go all the way, and he will. He's going to score on the first play of the game. Touchdown, Avoyelles. No flag. Avoyelles is up on the first play of the game. 40 seconds in, 6-0. 48 yards for Dacarian Sampson. He's an all-state running back, and he's a special guy, man. Good kid, hard runner, great athlete. I coached Dacarian for many, many years growing up when he was a young kid. He was a skinny, short beanpole. And I look at him out there right now, full of muscle, very fast, really quiet kid, and a great football player. 13 seconds in, the Mustangs score already. Here's a two-point attempt. Handoff to the left side to number 4, and he's going to be in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. That is number 4, Josh Williams. Josh Williams is kind of their speed back. Another all-state running back that the Mustangs have is number 3, Carlos Bazard. Okay, so a change on the front line. So our front line hands guys, it's Addison Lemoyne, 30 is Lucas Mose, 67 is Don Palermo, Noah Newton, Julian Eves. Kyle Johnson is now in the spot of Jamie Lashney. Jamie was the last one on that front line of 6. Kyle is now there. Tanner Lemoyne has taken his place deep. So you got your hands team on, and we're going to see this for the rest of the game. Yeah. You just gave up an onside kick. The last thing you want to do is give up another one after the Mustangs score on the first play of the game. Okay, so Josh, the same similar read here. So it looks like Noah Newton's calling that they're going to go right. He made that call last time, and they went left. I see he makes the call that they're going to go right again. Let's see if he chose that one correctly. Here's the capital sign kickoff, kicking it off left to right. Going to go to the left again. Here's the hands team. Panthers are going to fall on it. That's number 32 that recovers. That is Jatarian Gaines, the freshman defensive back. He jumped on the ball this time. Panthers are going to get the ball at the 49. And that's the thing that the Mustangs, if it works in their favor, they get the ball and they can score quick. That's right. But on the other hand, if it doesn't work, they always give the offense a short field. I'm going to have to try to get some clarification at halftime of exactly what... snap the ball, they got an extra guy on the field. Did not snap it. Panthers going on take the field. Brady Wright is shotgun. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne on the right side. Gets about 6 yards. And he stacks backed up near the 45. Good gain on first down of 6. That'll give the Panthers a 2nd and 4. Channel 1 rushed for 171 yards on 41 carries last week. Unbelievable. Panthers up to the line again. Same play. Channel Lemoyne up the middle. Looks for room. And he's going to be pushed forward close to the first down. Gain of 2. Manageable 3rd and 2 now. What's interesting about this game tonight, Avoyelles has a very, very short roster. So we're going to try to move very quickly on offense here. Here's a play. Brady looking to throw. He's going to connect with Kyle Johnson on the slant route near the 40. First down, Panthers. First down for the Panthers right there. It looks like they're going to bring the ball to the Mustang 39-yard line for a first down. That first down brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Panthers now at the 40-yard line. Up-tempo offense. Stack receivers to the top. Here's the snap. Hand off to Chandler Lemoyne. Trying to find some room in the middle. Picked up about 2 yards, maybe 2.5 to about the 38-yard line. What I was saying, Josh, is we're going to try to go really quick. They have a very short roster. So we could possibly burn them out here. We got to keep these drives the same. Second down play, and it looks like the Mustangs all 4 linemen come across with a hard count. So that'll give the Panthers a free 5 yards. Looking at a very manageable second down now. How many hard counts did Brady get him on last week? 2 or 3? Yeah, a couple. And in some crucial situations for a freshman, really. Anytime you can get a free 5 yards, we'll take it. Second and about 3 for the Panthers. Brady right looking to throw again. Hits Kyle Johnson in the flat on the 30. Makes a move. Bumped out of bounds. He tackled. He's going to have the first down. That is a 4-yard pickup for Kyle Johnson, his second catch in this offensive series. First down, Panthers, brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Panthers moving down the field now, moving the football. Ball at the 27-yard line, moving right to left. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne's got a hole. Finally needs some defenders around the 25 and drug down. Ball comes out late, but they're going to call him down. Pick up of 3 yards there for Tanner Lemoyne. Always has already 4 carries on the night. Unbelievable. Tanner was a workhorse last week and expect to see it again this week. Panthers moving good here on the Mustang 25, down 8-0 early. Addison Lemoyne at tied in now. 2 receivers to the right. Play action. Going to hit Dexter Compton Jr. on the far side. Turns the corner. Has the first down. Still on his feet. First down, Panthers. Not to illustrate how fast this is moving, Coach Clark is calling this play in. Brady Wright is signaling it in. And the Mustangs are standing with their hands on their hips, not nearly lined up yet. Panthers send trip receivers here to the near side. 1 to the top. 4 receivers set. Lemoyne takes the carry, and he is hit hard in the backfield. That play went nowhere. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. Preston Barnes right there with the hit. Really, really good hit by Barnes right there. Yeah, did not fool the Mustang defense on that play. Kyle Johnson looks like he's one-on-one coverage here to the near side. 2 receivers stacked to the top. Wright's going to throw it to Kyle, and just out of his reach. He was open on the slant route near the hash. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 11. Game clock at 8:46. Again, the Mustangs lead 8-0. 3rd down play here for the Panthers, and this is a big one. Yeah, without John Michael on the kicking duty tonight. Stack receivers here to the near side on the numbers. 1 receiver solo to the top. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne on the right side. Good gainer. Cross the 15. And what do you do here? Is this 4th down territory? I think so. From here, they're on the 15. It's a 32-yard field goal. I don't think there's anyone on the roster able to kick right now that can make a 32-yard field goal. So the Panthers are going to go for it on 4th down and a hard count here. 4th down and 7 from the Mustang 15. Here's a snap, play action. Here's a throw, and it's going to be intercepted by the Mustangs on the 1-yard line. And Kyle Johnson was double covered there. Maybe an ill-advised throw, but Kyle Johnson's been known to make some plays. Look, if he catches it, it's great. He's not able to come up with it. They did intercept it down to the 1. So the only good thing is here, they do have to go 99 yards, Josh. If we had attempted a field goal and missed it, they'd have got the ball where we initially were. If he dropped the ball, they're where the initial line of scrimmage was. So of a bad situation, it is the best of that situation. First and 10 for the Mustangs, moving left to right on their own one. First play of the game, they went 48 yards to Kerry and Sampson for a touchdown run. Here's a handoff to the left side. That's Carlos Bazard. Sorry, to the right side. Going to get about 7 yards on that play, close to we'll call it the 7-yard line. That's his first carry of the game. That one goes for 7 yards. Again, All-State running back Carlos Bazard. All-State running back number 16, Zakarian Sampson. Second down and 3 for the Mustangs, moving left to right. Snap looks like it's a toss to the far side, and the Panthers are going to stack that up behind the line, maybe to the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Panther defense. John Michael makes his return with that tackle. And Bronson Davis, we mentioned it last week a couple times on just late pursuit, just following the play and eventually coming and make a play. So Josh, no matter what happens on this third down play, if they don't get it, they're going for it on fourth, deep in their own territory. So this third down play is very crucial here. Third down, and we'll call it a long 2 for the Mustangs on their own 9-yard line, moving left to right. Here's Sampson in motion. Bazard on the right side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, bumped out of bounds on the 22-yard line, first down for the Mustangs. He is a load to bring down. His measurables aren't on the roster, but he is every bit of 6'2", about 240 pounds. I say exactly. I was going to say he's probably 240. We got some fresh jerseys in there, some young kids. I see Luke Norman, a freshman, was just playing on the D-line, the interior D-line. He's now replaced by Braden Silva. So some small guys in there that are just cutting down. First and 10 for the Mustangs on their own 19-yard line, moving left to right. Number 4 in motion gets the handoff to the far side. He's got a lot of blockers, and he's got some speed. Jasper St. Remain in pursuit, drags him down at the 40 in Panther territory. 35-yard run there by number 4, Josh Williams. And look, we mentioned the 2 All-State running backs. I saw Josh Williams last year. We saw them twice last year. Had a really good season as well. So nothing to sneeze at there with him either. So a big play there for the Mustangs, gets them in Panther territory on the 40. We've got 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Again, the Mustangs lead 8-0. And they're going to let this run down. Looks like we're going to have an official timeout. No, Bunkie calls a timeout. Timeout Bunkie. This one brought to you by Sean Supercenter. We'll step out for a second. You listen to Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at simsportstatebank.net.
All right, Bunkie called a timeout. That's the first one of the first half. Again, the Mustangs lead 8-0 with 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Coach Nick talking to his defense. They've got to find a way to get a stop here. Mustangs scored on their first drive. First play of the first drive, 48-yard run by Zakarian Sampson. Now they're sitting on the Bunkie 40. First and 10. Here's Williams. Resets, tossing him to the near side, following blockers, and he's going to be tackled after a very short gain. Coming in on the tackle, number 77, Bronson Davis. Good job there by Bronson. That was Zakarian Sampson on the carry right there. Between last year's game and this year's game, we haven't really seen him with getting stuffed too much. So good to see right there. Good play by Bronson. And now is the official water break. Now is the official water break. We'll keep it here just for a second. I watched a little bit of film this week, Donnie. And from what I've seen now, not taking away anything from Carlos Bazard. I mean, he's All-State for a reason. Probably one of the leading rushers 2 years ago in the whole state. And real good bloodline. Absolutely. I got to play against his dad, Carlos Bazard Sr., and he was a load. But I watched some film, and Sampson, to me, was the most explosive, and he showed it first play of the game. I thought that last year watching him. Now, I know Bazzer was a little banged up. He got hurt actually in the Bunkie game last year, but Dakarian Sampson really, really impressed me. He really impressed me last year, and he's already impressed me so far tonight. So 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs on the Bunkie 40. That's going to go for no gain. And Bunkie needs 3 more plays just like that. The only way they're going to get the ball back is for a turnover on downs. Again, the Mustangs do not punt or kick in any way, shape, or form. Mustangs come to the line. Bazzer at fullback. Williams in at wingback. Williams in motion. And off to Bazzer on the left side. Got a gaping hole. Running over Panthers. Dragging Panthers across the 15. Drug down at the 10-yard line. And he looked like Ironhead Hayward right there. Did you just hear us talking in the break right there? Because he literally ran over 2 Panthers, just pancaked them on his way to the 9-yard line. Ball sitting in between the 9 and the 10-yard line of the Panthers. Mustangs in the red zone now. That's a 30-yard run there by Bazzer. Mustangs looking at a 1st and goal inside the 10 of the Panthers. This offense is explosive. We knew they were going to score points coming in, and the defense knew that they had a test ahead of them tonight. It's Sampson in motion to the right side, following blockers across the 8. He's still on his feet, and he's going to get into the end zone. I thought that whistle was coming. It was stopped for a little while. That looked like a Hayden Sauseda run. It did. He was stopped at the 6-yard line, stayed on the seat, kept his feet pumping. Mustang scored from 9 yards out. Touchdown, Sampson. I think the film would probably show 6 missed tackles right there. There were so many red jerseys flying, and he was stationary for a minute that I thought they were going to blow the whistle. But obviously he kept his feet moving, and the Mustangs have a good lead here in the first quarter. 14-0, and going for 2, obviously. There's Sampson in motion. A toss to him to the near side, and he's going to walk him to the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Mustangs up 16-0 now on the Panthers with 5:08 to go in the first quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. The Panther defense showed that they can't stop him for no gain. It's just to string those together is the thing. It's the string them together, because even if you do it twice and they pick up 5 yards and 5.5 on 3rd and 4th down, then the stopping them for twice goes for naught. You've got to really commit to stopping them in less than 10 yards in 4 plays, because honestly, the Mustangs don't make many mistakes. No, they don't. They're not going to be playing behind the chains a whole lot. It's a very simple offense. No receivers. They have 2 wingbacks, a fullback, and offensive linemen that can move some people. Toss left, toss right, dive left, dive right. Every now and then they're throwing a counter. And we're expecting an onside kick again here by the Mustangs. It's like number 55 doing the kicking. So we kick here to the near side. Kyle Johnson loses the ball for a second and then jumps back on it right at midfield. I think he was trying to run with that, catch it in the air and run with it. Luckily, he just falls on it. Panthers, we talked about momentum and the mental aspect of the game. Panthers have to put some points up here. And the body language. Our body language is terrible right now. Panthers had 3 first downs in their first drive, just couldn't convert. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, ball right at midfield. Tanner Lemoyne gets the carry on the right side. Mustangs recover. Tanner Lemoyne fumbles the football after getting the first down, and a flag is thrown. That's not going to change the play. The Mustangs will get the ball back right at the 40-yard line. Worst case scenario for the Panther offense. I talked to Coach Nick after the game last week. Let's see what the call is. Personal foul against the Panthers. That'll give 15 yards to the Mustangs. Now they'll be in Panther territory. If you couldn't make a situation worse, that did. Yeah, I talked to Coach Nick last week, and we talked a lot about Tanner's performance, and I said, look, regardless of how many yards he got on how many carries, what I thought was amazing was that He held onto the ball the whole time. And ball security we didn't give away any possession. Well, you jinxed them. Already tonight, we just gave one away there. We gave one away on downs early. We gave one away on an onside kick. Avoyelles is too good to give 3 extra possessions to. Absolutely. First and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 45. We'll call it the 43. Hand off to Josh Williams on the far side. He's got speed to get around the edge. He's got a Carlos Ballard leading the way. First down and a lot more. Knocked out of bounds inside, well, right at the 20. We'll call that a 25-yard gain for Josh Williams. They just could not. Carlos Ballard laid a good block on the edge there. Panthers are going to have to contain the edge. That is 3 big gains of runs of 20 yards or more around the outside. And we've played 7 minutes so far. 4:50 to go in the opening quarter. Mustangs lead 16-0 in the red zone here. Panthers backs against the wall once again. Now the Mustangs come out with a receiver. But it's going to be a handoff to Bassett on the right side. Across the 15 and tackle. He is having a big hole off tackle to the right and the left side. He's not being touched until he gets 5-6 yards down the field. Yeah, we've heard, we can hear Mr. Ike over the PA a couple times. John Michael Eames is a big stop. Well, that's good and all, but John Michael Eames plays 5 yards off the ball. Right. And so when he's making the tackle 5 yards off the ball, that means they got at least 5 yards downfield. Looks like the Panthers line have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down linemen with 2 stand-up backers on the outside. Only 1 safety. Hand off to left. Josh Williams going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. And this one's getting ugly quick. Getting ugly early. They're obviously not going to call the dogs off at any point in this game. And that makes it 22-0 with 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Josh Williams, where did the line of scrimmage start? Right there. Is it 15 or so? Yeah, right. He was not touched for 15 yards. So far, though, the Panthers have given the Mustangs gift after gift after gift. Opening kickoff, they gave them an onside kick. Then we turned it over on downs. Then we fumbled the ball. The Panthers have given them 2 extra possessions, and they've scored every time they've had the ball. That's right. Mustangs are going to go for 2. Williams in motion. He gets the toss here to the left side, runs into some blockers. Finally tackled. That 2-point conversion is going to be no good. And the Panthers better thank the blockers there because they didn't get out the way. He had a lot of time. 22-0 with 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And Coach Boone does not let off the gas. He will keep his starters in the entire game, no matter if he's up 60, 70 points. He was upset in week 1 because he couldn't put up triple digits against Marksville. That's just the type of coach he is. 22-0. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Here's the kickoff brought to you by Capital Signs. And again, expect an onside kick. I'm assuming we're moving over to one side to show a lot of hands that way and then daring them to kick it to this near side where maybe Kyle Johnson play our best hands on the team or. That's the only reason I can think that we're moving way, way heavy on one side. So they kick it to our playmaker here, and hopefully he can make a guy miss and do something with the ball. Kyle Johnson does take the kickoff at the 50. Gets about 2 yards before he's knocked out of bounds. And the Panthers are going to take over with a short field here. They desperately need a score. Yeah, we need points. They need points. And the only points are going to come by way of touchdown. John Michael's not able to kick. He is playing some linebacker, but he has a foot injury that's keeping him from kicking the ball. Panthers line up, stack receivers to the near side. Looks like Gorell to the top. And Lemoyne's going to get the ball, makes a move. Gets 2 yards right up the middle, still on his feet. They blow that dead before progress. Gain of 2 yards. You know what? I like that. You fumble the ball. You come back the next series, you give it right back. Yep. And look, he had some guys tugging on the ball right there. Panthers moving a little slower here. Let's get this pace going. Bad body language. Same formation. Wright's going to throw it out to the far side. Hits Gorell in the flat. Trying to shake a tackle. Won't be able to, but it is a gain of 4 yards across the 45. Hey, that's from one hash to another, from right to the rail right there. Good, strong arm right there by Brady Wright as a freshman. You rarely see that, throwing it across the hash, throwing it across your, to the far side of the field there. 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. So a tighter formation here. Here's Lemoyne on the left side. He's stacked up right at the 45. I would have really liked to see him throw right there. We've completed a lot of passes tonight. Brady Wright completed 3 of 5. I would have really liked to see a throw there on 3rd down and 3. I agree with that. Going to pass 4th and 6. Panthers in an offensive formation, but they're probably going to punt out of this offensive formation, I would think. Here's a snap. No, Kyle Johnson gets the toss here to the near side. Mustang defenders all over him. Turnover on downs. And Panthers can't get anything going here. They're not fooling the Mustang defense, and they can't seem to stop them on offense. This should be a long night. The film I watched on Avoyelles, especially against Turlings, who's a really good team, and just all the film that I saw, the defense did not impress me, and we're making them look like the 85 Bears right now. Yeah, I would have really liked to see some throws there. Yeah, you're sitting at 3rd and short, probably 3rd and 4 right there, and we run the ball twice and turn it over, and the Mustangs take over on their own 46, up 22-0 with 2.5 to go in the first. Haven't gained any more than 4 yards on any particular carry tonight. Mustangs on offense, hand up right up the middle of the Bazard. He falls forward for 8 yards. I say fall forward. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage and just kind of galloped his way 8 yards up the field, similar to a locomotive. 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs. Yeah, I think that was a drive, Donnie. You got a quarterback who threw 3 touchdowns last week, showed a really good offensive performance and composure. I think I'm throwing it there on 3rd down to try to get into Kyle Johnson's hands or Don Gorell's hands. 2nd and 2, handoff right up the middle of the Bazard again. He has the 1st down, dragging defenders across the 35. 1st down for the Mustangs. Not to take anything away from Tanner Lemoyne at all. And I hate to even say this because he's kin to me, but Tanner Lemoyne is not a power back that can fall forward and maybe get a hard 3 yards, whereas we had running the ball last year, Sauseda probably could have got half of that and the other half on 3rd and 4th down. Different run game. And off to Josh Williams on the left side, jumps over a defender, brought down inside the 30, about the 26, 6-yard gain for Williams. Josh, a big game in the state tonight. Newman, number 1 quarterback in the country, Arch Manning, travels to Manning to face off against Tacky Curtis, one of the top linebackers in the country. Manning is up 7-0 in the first. So Tacky Curtis going to USC. Arch Manning going to UT in Austin. So good matchup there in Manning. 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs. Here's the handoff to Bazard on the right side. And he's going to fall forward across the 25, be close to the 1st down, probably a yard short, but the Mustangs have 2 plays to get it. We need a turf monster, a fumble monster, something to happen here, a yellow flag monster, something to back them up a little bit. They're 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 inside the 25 now. This could be the last play of the quarter, and I don't think Avoyelles is going to run a play. They're going to take this down to 0 after 1 quarter of play. 22-0, Mustangs on top of Bunkie. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
The Country Store on Highway 114 in Hesmer opens at 4:30 every day. We serve daily plate lunches, or you can check out our delicious Hunt Brothers Pizza. The Country Store has cold beer and liquor. The store is stocked with fishing supplies. All you need to do is get the grease ready, and we can help with that too. Come see us for propane, and we have the best burners and pots. We offer phone cards and money orders, and you can fill your vehicle with quality gasoline. The Country Store in Hesmer, open until 10:30 every day.
Back, folks. It's looks like it may be a long night for the Panthers so far. 22-0, Mustangs on top after 1 quarter of play. First quarter brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Second quarter brought to you by Crazy Katie in the Hesmer Belleville area. Hey, Josh, I got a good little stat for tonight that I can kind of give a little prelude to. I'll just give a couple little nuggets right here while the teams are getting set. This is the 31st meeting ever between these two teams. The first one wasn't until 1991, which I didn't know that.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it's because there was Simmsport High and there was Mobile High and all that. Panthers are up on the series 16-14. Every coach that's coached at Bunkie since 91 has played them except Freddie Holman. They did not play Avoyelles that year. They did not play Marksville that year.
Yeah, they took the Catskin out and Avoyelles out in a couple of years.
But there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches that did play against Avoyelles, including our current coach right here, Coach Nick. We'll get back to that stat as the teams are taking the taking the field, but we're going to kind of talk about the head coaches that face off against the Mustangs here coming up tonight.
3rd and 1 for the Mustangs on the Panthers' 24-yard line. Here's Williams in motion. And it looks like it's going to be a pass play. Wide open is Sampson. And he's going to be down inside the 5. The coverage there by number 30 for the Panthers. Lucas Mose just kind of let Sampson get behind him. A better throw, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, a better throw, that's a touchdown. I saw them working on that a lot pre-game as I was standing out in the grove. But look, in Lucas Mose's defense, you get so lulled during the game of just watching them run. You start to creep, and you start to creep, and you start to creep. And then someone's telling them up above, hey, their safety's creeping in. So you go over the top, and just really good play calling right there by the Mustangs.
Quarterback for the Mustangs, I think that's Nick Cassidy. Here's Bowser right up the middle, touchdown, easy as it gets right there from 3 yards out. Mustangs score once again, and at this pace they will put up triple digits.
They'll try to.
But you know what? If you don't want them to score triple digits, stop them.
I agree. If you don't like what they do, and make it stop.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people find that controversial. Now, I mean, personally as a coach, and I coach flag football, coach tackle football at the junior high level, you know, there comes a time where you want to save your players, maybe for the next game, health-wise, because safety, here's a 2-point conversion, a toss to Sampson, again, easy. There comes a point in time where the safety of the kids is more important than your ego
To certain coaches.
Yeah, to certain coaches. As for me, that's how it was.
Right.
Hey, these kids played hard. We got the game won. And it serves two purposes. You give younger guys experience, real game experience, that are going to be there after, you know, your older guys leave. Coach Boone doesn't coach that way. He wants to, I think his ultimate goal, and he might retire after this, he put up 100 points against the team. 30-0 with 11:21 to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Here's the kickoff, brought to you by Capital Signs. He's going off right to left now. Tonight, the Mustangs dressed in navy blue helmets, white jerseys with gold lettering, navy pants. Panthers, red helmets, red jerseys with white lettering and white pants.
Different lineup right here. So now the guy on the island over here is Addison Lemoyne. Kyle is over there by the bunched group.
Expecting an onside kick again. And the Mustangs have all the momentum. Onside kick to the far side. Panthers look like they jump on it. Panthers football.
Give it Palermo or Newton right there. One of them got crushed.
I think it's Noah Newton that came up with that football.
We did hold on to it though. I never saw the ball come out of the pile.
Panther football.
Okay.
Give a couple shout outs. While the Panthers are getting ready for offense. Give a shout out to Miss Bordelon listening into the DeVille area. Give a shout out to my mom, Tyler Snyder. If you're listening, thank you, my man, former Bunkie Panther. And if you can't catch us in the listen area, you can always download the app, KZLG, in the App Store and listen to anywhere in the world. 1st and 10 for the Bunkie Panthers. Ball right at midfield. Tanner Lemoyne with the carry up the middle. He breaks through. He's going to have the first down. Cross the 35. 16 yards to Tanner Lemoyne. First down brought to you by Roy Sutton King.
One thing I'll say about Coach Clark, he doesn't get away from his game plan.
No, he does. He's going to stick to it. Here's Lemoyne again right up the middle. Dancing his way to the 25. Good gainer right there. This up-tempo could start to wear down the Mustangs.
Yeah, we saw this in the LSU-Florida State game. LSU finally started going tempo in the fourth quarter against the Seminoles and really made a difference.
Stack receivers to the near side, shotgun formation, right takes the snap, play action, throws it across the middle, and it looks like that was some miscommunication. Addison Lemoyne didn't know the ball was coming to him.
Thank goodness, because it was double covered, bracket coverage, and one guy under, one guy over. I think the ball was tipped at the line, and that saved an interception right there.
Here's a 3rd and 3 from the 25-yard line of the Mustangs. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom here. Here's the snap, right looking to throw again, going to throw it out to the flat. And Kyle Johnson was, that's Dexter Compton Jr., covered by number 22. And he was tackled for a loss right after he caught the ball. I don't even see how Brady Wright fit that ball in there. Loss of 2. 4th and 5 for the Panthers now. Here's the snap, right looking to throw. Pump fake's going to throw it to the end zone. He's got Kyle in the end zone. Touchdown! Panthers!
What a throw right there by Brady Wright.
That was a big ball throw. The Mavs needed that. Panthers needed to put some points on the board. They send Kyle Johnson.
Brady's out at wide out right here.
Looks like some trickery here. Brady Wright is out at receiver. We're going for 2. Tanner Lemoyne in the shotgun. Kyle Johnson. Looks like we're going to go for 2 here. It's a 33-yard touchdown. Kyle Johnson, direct snap, Wildcat. Tanner Lemoyne right up the middle. 2-point conversion is good. Again, that's set up by a 33-yard touchdown catch by Kyle Johnson from Brady Wright. Panthers finally get on the board. It is 30-8 with 10-13 to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Touchdown sponsored by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants. We're close to the red zone, and I can't leave them out. Red River Bank sponsors the red zone. Panthers really hadn't been in there much. They've been having a lot of big plays, getting them out of the red zone, but we do want to thank Red River Bank for sponsoring the red zone.
So, Josh, just to reset right there for the listeners. So, touchdown pass, beautiful ball by Brady Wright out there to Kyle Johnson. We hurry up, do a 2-point conversion with Dexter Compton in at quarterback, and it's a direct snap to Tanner Lemoyne, who goes right up the gut right there to make it 30-8.
So here's the kickoff for the Panthers, their first kickoff. It looks like John Michael is going to do some kicking. We're kicking it off left to right. John Michael Eads, one of the most premier legs in Central Louisiana. Here is the kickoff. It's going to be onside kick here to the near side. Panthers touch it early, and there is the flag. Man, that's got to be.
You have to know
that's some inexperience right there, I believe. It's got to be. He touched it 5 yards. It was actually a really good kick here to the near side for a chance to jump on it, and it was just touched a little early. So
that's Zion Lee right there, freshman. So 2 things. He's not inexperienced because he plays a lot. He's very good, but he's young. He's a freshman and just hasn't grasped that yet. But you cannot touch the ball before it travels 10 yards. A really, really pretty kick by John Michael right there. I love to see where that ends up. Illegal touching by the Panthers early. So the Mustangs take over on the Panther 48.
So here we go. Do the Panther defense have what it takes to stop the Mustangs? 1st and 10 for the Mustangs in Panther territory on the 48-yard line, moving right to left. It's Sampson in motion. He gets the handoff to the far side. He gets around the edge, and he could be gone all the way across the 20, and he is going touchdown Mustangs. The Panther defense has not contained the outside all night long.
That sucker is a Mustang right there.
That's got to be driving Coach Reagan just bonkers to see a running back. And it's not like it's a fast developing play. He's following some blockers around the edge. And once he hits the edge, he shoots out like a bullet.
Yeah, it's not a jet over there or anything. He's really reading, and then just takes off. The thing is once he gets north and south, he is so fast. And he's not like a scat back fast. He's a physical back.
He's like a Usain Bolt.
Yeah, like that.
The Mustangs score again, 36-8. Here's the 2-point conversion. Bassett on the right side plows his way in. That's going to be good. So that'll give the Mustangs 2 more, 38-8. Panthers down 30. with a lot of football left to go. And if the defense can't contain that outside, it's going to get ugly. Mustang's going to score 80 points tonight.
Yeah, they're on pace. They played. They're on pace for 100 right now.
9:56 to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's, 38-8. Mustangs on top of the Panthers. To be honest with you, Donnie, I didn't think that the Mustangs would do this to the Panther defense early on, but we did give them 3 gifts.
Yeah.
In a row. A turnover on downs, gave them an onside kick, and a fumble. 3 possessions in a row. You take those 3 possessions back, it could be a closer ball game.
We're going to steal some possessions somewhere, somehow, some way tonight.
Mustangs lined up for the kick. Expecting an onside kick again. It's going to be an onside kick right up the middle. Panthers fall on it. Good ball to fall on. Didn't have any hop to it.
Palermo right there. Dominic Palermo, I believe, is a freshman, yes.
What a big task for a freshman.
Oh, man. I was talking to Noah this week, and he said they put Kim and Dominic right there in the middle. And I said, Dominic, like offensive lineman? And he said, yeah, he's got really, really good hands. So good for him, good hands, but he's a very versatile player that can also field the ball right there.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on their own 49-yard line, moving left to right. Stack receivers to the near side, right in the shotgun. Tanner Lemoyne going to get the carry on the right side, runs into some Mustangs, and he's stacked up. Bad spot, I believe. They're going to give him for a loss of 1. I thought he got back to the line of scrimmage before being pushed back. -1 on that first down play. Panthers moving the wrong way. 2nd and 11. Here's the 2nd and 11 play, right? Takes the snap, looking to pass. It's Kyle Johnson on a slant. Makes the guy move. Coming to the near side, reversing field. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. And he's going to stretch the ball out to the 45. He ran a long way for 6 yards.
Yeah, you can get a little north and south there, a little quicker, probably gets the first down, but good athletic move by Kyle right there, brings up a big 3rd down.
3rd down and 4 for the Panthers. Kyle Johnson in motion. Tanner Lemoyne going to get the carry on the left side of a little trickery. He's only going to gain 2. 4th down and about 2 for the Panthers. That was a fake to Johnson, and Lemoyne took it right up the middle, but that play looked busted. The defensive line did a good job of creating a little havoc there. 4th down for the Panthers. Same play to Tanner Lemoyne on the left side, and he's cut short. Turnover on downs. Man, I don't like that. I don't like same play. After you only gain a yard on it, you go right back to it, and you gain a yard and a half.
Not kind of an iteration. I'm talking about the exact same play. The one that was just a busted play 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, to me, I call that stubborn play calling. That play didn't work. And I'm speaking from personal experience as a coach, because I still coach, football at some level when I'm not calling Bunkie games. I just don't like that call. That's a stubborn call there. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs now. They get the ball back. They've scored on every single possession. Again, it's 38-8, 8:30 to go here in the second quarter. Toss to Sampson on the right side, and he could go all the way again. He's cut down right at the 50 after an 8-yard gain. Touchdown saving tackle there by number 30.
Lucas Moe.
For the Panthers, Lucas Moe
comes up a little gimpy right there as well.
8-yard gain for the Mustangs, 2nd down and 2. I do see a few hands on some hips there for the Mustangs, and you read body language that, like me, that usually means you get a little winded here. Panthers desperately need a stop. Here's Josh Williams in motion, a toss to him to the near side, and he's going to be brought down for no gain right at midfield. Good job of game tackling by the Panther defense.
Yeah, Jasper Samerman was getting blocked, shed his block, and was able to make the tackle right there.
3rd down and 2 for the Mustangs. Ball right in the middle of the Bunkie logo at midfield.
A new safety in the game. I just see Kane Milligan check in. Lucas Moe's a little banged up. 100 Rodriguez has been playing back there a good bit. I haven't seen him back there yet tonight. So Kane Milligan, I think Kane is a freshman, is back there at safety. I would expect Bazard to get the carry right here on this third down play, and he does on the right side. He has the first down. Ball on the ground. And more. Ball may have been on the ground. Mustangs recover. They get it back. And, man, it just looks like the Panthers may have been trying to pick that ball up instead of fall on it. Just real finicky around a fumble, you know. Mustangs keep possession, 1st and 10 for them. Ball at the 44 now. Yeah, I saw some scrambling and, like, no red jerseys were hitting the turf. Yeah, you know? Yeah. Usually that's what you're told on defense. Ball on the ground, you hit the turf. You cover it up. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Game clock at 6:30. Again, the Mustangs lead 38-8. Here's Sampson on the right side. He scored 3 times. He's brought down right at the 40. About 5 yards on the play for Sampson. And he looks a little slower. Maybe the Panthers have contained the outside, which Reagan has found a way to still picking up chunk yardage. Yeah. And it looks like we're going to get close to the water break here, and that's where we're going to do. Official timeout, water break, 38-8. Mustangs on top of the Panthers. You listen to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z 95.9.
Louisiana pests can be a formidable opponent, but J&J Exterminating is ready to tackle them on their own turf. J&J Exterminating is Louisiana's largest independently owned pest control company, and we know what works in Louisiana's climate, from ants to termites and everything in between. J&J Exterminating will protect your home or business with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Get the shield. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Welcome back, folks. We're still in the Sean Super Center timeout, 38-8. Mustangs on top of the Panthers. Josh, I got a question for you and for all the listeners out there tonight. So 6 coaches have played against the Mustangs, have coached against them. All of them except 2 had wins. Coach Paul Smith never got a win against them. Coach Kevin Cook never did in his one opportunity. 4 coaches received wins against the Mustangs. Which Bunkie High School former head football coach, well, that rules out 1, has the most wins against the Mustangs in program history? If you have a guess, 318-359-0692. Most wins as a Panther head coach against the Mustangs. Second down play is a play action, wide open for the Mustangs and overthrows them. I don't believe Coffee overthrows Sampson. I don't believe I've ever seen a wide receiver that open in a football game. He was in another Paris right there. He was standing at the 15. The closest Panther was about at the 30. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Coffee, you could have parked a Mack truck between him and the closest Panther. Long ways. Yeah, long ways. Laid down and cut in half. Jeez, wow. I bet you Coffee would like to have that throwback. 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs. I'd run it again if I'm coaching. It was so wide open, that play. 3rd down play is going to be a handoff to Bazard on the left side. He's still on his feet. Boy, he looks like just an animal running the football. He's going to have the first down across the 33-yard line. First down for the Mustangs. I don't think we forced them to a 4th down yet tonight. They've had a couple 3rd downs. They've converted each one of them. And you know what? Me sitting in the box and watching this game, and I know Coach Reagan has to see this, defensive coordinator Reagan Lamore, they have a lot of tendencies. On 3rd and short, they're going to go with Bazard. 3rd and less than 5, they're going to go with Bazard. Usually 1st and 2nd down plays, they're going to go with Sampson or Williams. But on the short yardage plays, they're handing it to the 240-pound running back. So right now, if I'm a defensive coach, 1st and 2nd down, I can take it to the outside. And here's a pitch to the far side. Sampson again cuts it up the middle, across the 25 to about the 21, close to a first down. Just said it. On 1st and 2nd down, I'm containing the outside. Yep. Sampson gets around the edge, picks up 9 yards. And when they don't pick up the first down, they get into these short chunk plays towards the end. Then they say, well, look, let's give it to this 240-pound Mustang right here, and he just runs right up the middle and falls forward for 2. And that's probably what's going to happen here, I would think. So on 2nd down and 1, I'm expecting probably something to the open field. They're on the 4 hash mark. Hazard. Yep, with Josh Williams. And here's a handoff to Josh Williams on the left side. Has the first down and a little bit more down to about the 17-yard line. Josh, we do have one guest in. I'm not going to say who it is, who they did guess, but they did not guess correctly. Okay.
I don't get a guess this week, do I?
You don't get a guess this week?
Do I?
Yeah, I'll give you a guess.
Coach Greg Hudson.
That is actually who was the previous guess as well, and that is actually incorrect. Coach Greg Hudson had 6 wins against the Mustangs out of 7 tries, but there is another Bunkie High head coach that had 1 more win.
First and 10 for the Mustangs. Williams cuts it up, has some blockers. Across the 15 to the 13-yard line, picked up a 4.
Coach Bruce Webb faced off against the Mustangs 10 times.
Wow.
And he went 7-3 against the Mustangs in those 10 opportunities. So the winningest coach against the Mustangs is Coach Bruce Webb. Coach Greg Hudson has the best win percentage.
Timeout taken on the field.
Yep. Coach Greg Hudson has the best win percentage. He faced them 7 times and went 6-1 against the Mustangs. Coach Rick Wilson lost the first 2 games in this series in 91 and 92. Panthers were 1-point losers in both of those games, and then beat them the following 2 years to go 2-2 against them. And so far, Coach Nick Pujol has really faced probably some of the better Avoyelles teams in their history. I mean, it's the best of all teams ever. And he's going 1-5 against them. That includes last year's playoff win. They have faced each other 30 total times, and the Panthers lead the series 16-14 at this point before tonight. This is the 31st meeting.
And it looks like the Mustangs could make that gap a little bit closer than that.
16-15.
They stay on track.
It's trending.
3:32 to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Mustangs with a big lead out in front, 38-8, and looking to put some more points on the board. Ball on the 14-yard line, 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs, moving right to left in Panther territory. Got a score update. Manny 15, Newman 3. Donnie was talking about that game earlier. Here's the handoff to Bazard right up the middle. Terry and Panther defenders right to the 5-yard line where he'll have the first down, 1st and goal for the Mustangs. The last thing you want is to give a Mustang team 4 downs from 5 yards out.
No doubt. No doubt. There's basically 3 minutes to go here in the half. They're up 38-8. They're driving. They're on the 5, and they get the kickoff after halftime.
John Michael Lee's on the stop there, taking down Bazard. 1st and goal for the Mustangs. Here's Josh Williams on the left side. He's in, touchdown.
Josh Williams looks like he was shot up a cannon right there.
Yeah, they're just making it look way too easy. My Panthers, I don't see them answering back and stopping this offense tonight. I really don't.
No, every possession they've had, they've scored touchdowns.
And to make matters even worse, the Panthers don't run an offense that takes time off the clock. In three plays, they might take 30 seconds off the clock if they don't get a first down. So you're actually playing into the Mustang, brand of football, giving them the ball on offense for as long as they want it. Here's a 2-point conversion. Toss here to the far side. That's going to be in. 2-point conversion is good by number 5, the Marion Waters. 46-8 with 2:51 to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie. Panthers will get another shot on offense. And it's looking pretty bleak is what I would say. That was the words coming out of my mouth. Pretty bleak here for the Panthers. Had a terrible first quarter. Fumbled the football at midfield. Didn't recover an onside kick. Gave the Mustangs the ball. And also had a 3-and-out inside the red zone. And you just can't do that against the Mustangs.
They're definitely going for triple digits tonight. They're at 46 points with 3 minutes to go in the half.
The only thing that might stop that is a running clock in the second half.
Now, does he have to agree to that? Because he probably won't.
I think it's a rule that both coaches don't have to agree. Okay. New rule this year. It's up to the good onside kick. Panthers recover barely.
I think one fumbled it for a second, then was able to jump on the ball.
I think it's up to the coach that's trailing and the head officials.
Okay. Well, anyone in this stadium,
I could be wrong.
99.999% of people would say, yeah, for the safety of kids, just for this blowout that we have going on, we would have a running clock in the second half. I know one person who wouldn't agree to that.
Coach Andy Boone.
Correct.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ball right at midfield. Play action pass going deep for Kyle Johnson. Ball is underthrown. He was double covered. Panthers going to have to figure something else out besides trying to hit Kyle Johnson, because I think the Mustangs have caught on to that.
Now, looking at Coach Clark after the play, I usually like to try to look at the offensive coordinator. It was almost like he was telling Kyle he thought he should have been running a post there. Maybe not.
Incomplete pass stops the clock at 2:24. Tanner Lemoyne on the left side. He's gobbled up in the backfield. Nothing doing. He's dropped for about a loss of 4. 3rd down and a long ways to go for the Panthers offense.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 14. Brady Wright is now split out wide.
Last 4 carries for Tanner Lemoyne. 2 of the 4 going for negative yardage.
I'm not sure who's taking the snap here at quarterback. I think it's Tanner Lemoyne.
Tanner Lemoyne looks like he's in a Wildcat, and the Mustangs are going to call a timeout. Panthers scored on this formation to convert 2. And with a gaping hole, and Andy Boone, I guess, saw that and was like, well, look, we're not going to let them gain any more yardage on this formation again. Let me call a timeout. That's his second of the half. Both teams have 1 left, according to my notes. Clock stopped at 1:57 to go here in the first half. 46-8. Mustangs on top. Stay tuned for the LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show coming up in just a bit. Josh, regardless, we're winning big, losing big, whatever. I will give a shout out to all the listeners out there. We have such loyal listeners. I get texts from usually a lot of the same people every week, like Michael Rubichet. Michael does not have a kid that's playing right here. He's texting me, guessing the answer. Chuck Descant's usually texting. Jake Richey's usually texting from Tampa, Florida, or wherever he lives. And I know there's hundreds and hundreds more out there. So just a big shout out to all the listeners out there who are just bleed red with the Panthers as well. Yeah, we sure do appreciate that. 3rd down play is going to be a throw. Intercepted by the Mustangs. Nobody in the vicinity. Returning it across the 25, the 30. Knocked out of bounds right at the 40. And a flag comes in at the end. Will not change the play, but could give the Mustangs some extra yard, or could it be a block and a bang?
I think I saw a crackback block against Kyle Johnson. I think I saw it in real time when it happened.
What happened there, Donnie? There wasn't a receiver in the area.
Number 9, Don Garrell ran a stop route. Brady throwing a go. I see Nick Pujol talking to Don right here. I'm assuming a mix-up on the wide receiver side, but nevertheless, on the you just gotta get a lot of that ironed out, because a mix-up like that causes a change of possession. There's a minute 42 to go here in the half. We have not stopped them once on defense.
And again, that offense is, when the Panthers took over, they took over with 2:51. We got 1:42 on the clock. They only took a minute off of the game clock. And 1:42 is a lot of time for a Mustang offense.
Oh, yeah, we saw them kicking the ball off to us and score within 13 seconds. They have the ball in their possession right now.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 30. Going to be a pass from Costigan. He's going to hit Stetson on the far side. He drops it. If he catches that, that's a touchdown.
Now, they're up by 38 and passing the ball. I just want to point that out.
Just want to throw that out there, huh?
I mean, I'm going to take as many veiled shots as I can across there, but they're up by 38 and a mix-up on coverage from the Panthers right there, and they're passing the ball.
Every dog has his day, though.
Oh, without a doubt.
Every dog. Coach Boone, he actually, in my opinion, really cost his team a chance to play in the Superdome, playing Manny last year. Was winning the game, went for it on his own 23-yard line, gave Manny Tigers the ball. You do not give the Manny Tiger team the ball on your own 23-yard line. I think Tackett Curtis ended up running it in.
Eventually got a touchdown.
Got a touchdown home, yeah. And sent the ball home. So, timeout. Looks like the Panthers take their last timeout of the half. With a minute 36 to go. Again, 46-8. to go here in the first half, 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. So a minute 36. I think Panthers have to get a stop or let time run out, something going in to halftime without letting the Mustangs score would be a small win.
A small win, something to you can possibly hang your hat on it at halftime a little bit, but just total domination by the Mustangs so far tonight.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball at the 26-yard line, moving right to left. Mustangs come out with 2 receivers, something we don't see much of. Here's Bader in motion. The toss to Josh Williams in the flat. He's going to cut it up, have some blockers, puts his head down, and gets across the 35. What's some hard running there by Josh Williams, huh?
My goodness, I don't know whose head snapped back for us like that, but he hit someone full speed.
Coach Boone trying to score before the half.
Yeah, he's trying to put up over 50 before the half.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball at the 37. Bazard now in an offset fullback. Here's Sampson in motion to the far side. They scored on this play plenty of times. He's tripped up at the 45-yard line. They're called the 46.
John Michael uses
First
a
down.
saving tackle right there.
First down for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 from the from their own. The Mustangs 47-yard line. 56 seconds left to go. Coffey under center. Here's a snap, a reverse to Josh Williams on this side, a counter, brought down. Panthers played that one well. 6-yard gain there by Williams. Coach Boone is unloading his playbook here, trying to score.
He's on pace for 92 points right now, but he wants to be on pace for 108.
Right. He is pitching a fit here. He's emptying his playbook. 30 seconds and counting. 2nd and 6 for the Mustang offense. Coffey under center right at midfield. Hand off the Bazard. Lose the ball. Jump on it. Panther football right at the 37-yard line, but not much time to do anything. 13 or 18 seconds left to go. We could have used that fumble about 3 possessions ago.
Sorry to speak over the call right there, but I saw us once again not jumping on the ground, trying to pick the ball up while standing. And a football, you never know which way it's going to bounce. I just wanted us to jump on the ball and to just steal a possession there. Let's see if we can steal some points here. Once again, Brady Wright split out wide. Tanner Lemoyne taking the direct snap.
I'm assuming this is going to be a run. Haven't seen Tanner Lemoyne pass the ball. It is a run right up the middle. Tanner Lemoyne on the left side hasn't touched it. Gets around the corner. It's across the 40, the 35, the 25, the 15. Pushed out of bounds inside the 15 with 7 seconds left to go. 45-yard run by Tanner Lemoyne.
They mark it down exactly at the 10 with 7 seconds to go in the half.
Probably only time for one play, maybe 2 if it's a quick play. And a timeout is called. Bunkie's going to call their last timeout. We'll keep it here with all that excitement. Bunkie gets the ball after that fumble on the 40. Tanner Lemoyne's in the Wildcat, I guess you can call it. Brady Wright lined up at receiver to the far side, gets the snap, and he's just off to the races.
Gets down inside the Red River Bank red zone right there. 7 seconds to go. Look, we talked about it just a minute or two ago. Something to kind of hang your hat on at halftime. We can put some points up right here. That would just be a big mental win, at least, for the Panthers.
7 seconds, man. It would have to be maybe a quick slant or something. The Panthers aren't going to run the ball. They're out of timeouts. So they're definitely going to pass. But it would have to be something quick and incomplete in order to get 2 plays off.
Correct. I think you probably throw both of these balls in the end zone. You get one off in the end zone. If it falls incomplete, that probably takes about 5 seconds.
Now, Panthers are moving left to right. Don Gurrell here standing on numbers at the 10. It looks like he's on one-on-one coverage. He had a great touchdown catch in one-on-one coverage last week. Let's see if they try him again.
Addison Lemoyne also in. Kyle Johnson in, and keep your eye on Thompson.
Here it is. Here's the throw. Don Gurrell, and it's thrown short. Pass incomplete. Stop the clock with 3 seconds left. This will be the last play of the first half. And it looks like the Panthers are going to go in this Wildcat formation once again. I don't like this. I try to throw the ball here to my tall receiver. Chandler Moore takes a snap. He's going to run. It's going to be a reverse to Kyle on the left side. He's looking for room, and he is going to be cut down short inside the 5, and that'll take us to halftime. Had an opportunity getting in. Brady Wright was out on the outside blocking and just did not have a good block on his one-on-one right there. Brady knocks that guy down. Kyle does get in. Doesn't get in. Possession ends at the 1, and we go to halftime down 46-8. Coming up, the LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show after one half of football, 46-8. Mustangs lead the Panthers. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
Hello, Panthers. This is Coach Caitlin Hillman coming to you live from the Bunkie High School Panther Den with this week's Panther News. We are quite busy at Bunkie High with tons of different things going on, so we're going to get right into those announcements. So, today we have the College and Career Fair at the Hayes Auditorium, and that is where the seniors and the JAG students they went to check out different employers, universities, and post-secondary institutions were there to give the students information about the admission requirements and job program offerings. They were able to kind of personalize selections regarding which programs and employers they were interested in meeting with. So it was a great opportunity for those juniors and those seniors to kind of see what was out there for after high school, because a lot of those kids graduate and just are unsure of what they want to do. So this was a great opportunity, and the students really enjoyed it. Our senior pictures at Bunkie are going to be on Monday. Okay, those would take place on Monday. So make sure that your senior has everything ready to go for Monday for their senior pictures. On Wednesday of next week, our FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, will be hosting See You at the Pole. This is a nationwide event that takes place on this day where thousands and thousands of students gather around their school's flagpole and pray. And pray for literally anything. And this is just such a great opportunity for us to share the word of Jesus through our students at school. So if you'd like, that's going to be at 7 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday of next week. We'll see you at the pole. We have some students who are going to be speaking and praying. And it's just a time of worship and to gather as one. So that's going to be at 7 again, and we'll be serving some donuts to those who attend. So we hope to see all of your students there for that. Our celebration day is also on Wednesday of next week. We're going to celebrate the students that have had perfect attendance for this month and all the students with positive behavior. So that means no major and minor write-ups for this month. So we look forward to rewarding nearly 600 students with an ice cream celebration next Wednesday. So it's awesome, and sometimes it's just a good thing to celebrate those who are coming to school every single day, which sometimes can be hard to do, and of course doing the right thing at school and not getting into any trouble. So this is just a small little thank you. The end of this week actually wraps up the 7th of our 9 weeks for this 9-week grading period, and report card night is scheduled for Tuesday, October 18th from 4 to 6. So go ahead and put that on your calendar to attend report card night. Now, let's talk about homecoming week. It is fastly approaching. I am a little bit kind of over the moon with it. There's so many different things going on. So, again, homecoming week at Bunkie is October 11th through the 14th. There are many activities all week long. That Monday, let's start with the Sunday. The Sunday, the homecoming court girls and their mothers or their grandmas or aunts, we have a tea at the late Mr. and Mrs. Donald Hahn's house, and that's just kind of a way for them to just start off the week. On the Monday, the high school girls do a scavenger hunt. On the Tuesday, we have Tacky Tuesday as our dress-up day. And we will have some games at lunch recess, and then that night the senior court girls and the senior football boys will go and eat at the dugout. We always thank the dugout for always having hospitality over us for that event. And then the Wednesday is Aliens versus Cowboys to dress up. We're going to have some games at lunch. I believe the Wednesday is also going to be our 9-week celebration. If I'm not forgetting, I believe that the National Guard is going to come in with some different obstacle courses, so that's also going to be on that Wednesday. And then that night is the second annual volleyball tournament, which will take place in the gym. The kids have an opportunity to make their some class teams, and they will compete. The Thursday is color day. Each grade has a color. The seniors are pink, the juniors are purple, sophomores blue, freshmen orange, 8th grade is yellow, and 7th grade is green. We want them to wear as much of that color as possible, and that night is our big parade. We are looking for anyone and everyone to be in this year's Bunkie High School Homecoming Parade. It's on Thursday, October... is that the 12th? I don't have my calendar in front of me. Oh, gosh. Whatever the Thursday is of that week, I think it's the 13th. It's the 13th. It's the 13th. Okay, so on the 13th, the lineup's going to be at 5:30 p.m. We're going to start rolling at 6. We line up in the old Winn-Dixie parking lot. We end at the football field where we have a short, small pep rally for the community. So, again, classes, okay? Class of 2012, where are you? Okay, class of 02, where are you? We want you. All of the alumni, we want you in our parade. We want you there supporting your Bunkie Panthers. Okay, so if you're interested in joining that parade, get in touch with me, Coach Kate, at the school. You can find my information on our website. Get in touch with me and I will hook you up. Also, on the Friday is our red and white day where students are allowed to wear as much school spirit items as possible. We have our huge school pepper rally, and then obviously the game that night at 7 p.m. where we plan to bury Buckeye. The homecoming court will be presented at halftime, and the princess and the queen will also be announced then. So, homecoming week, it's a jam-packed, but it's so much fun. So we are looking forward to that. Real quick, also next week, our Bunkie High Beta will be selling button pins for our fight against breast cancer. The pins are $10 and can be worn every day to school during October. And if a student has one, they're allowed to wear jeans every day during the month of October besides homecoming week. So make sure you send $10 with your kid next week so they can buy a pin and have free jean days all of October. And, of course, support the wonderful organization of the Tatas, which raises money to buy gas cards for local cancer patients in our parish. So it's such an awesome organization that we want to donate as much as we possibly can to. So I know that was a lot going on. If you have any questions about anything going on at Bunkie High, you can always call the school. Check our Facebook page. Make sure that you have the app downloaded on your phone so you can keep up with everything. So, again, thank you for listening, and as always, go Panthers.
Louisiana Radio Network Sports, I'm Jeff Palermo. LSU football completes its 3-game homestand by hosting New Mexico tomorrow. The Lobos are in the Mountain West Conference, and they are 2-1 with wins over Maine and UTEP and a loss to Boise State. They have forced 10 turnovers this season, so Coach Brian Kelly has put his team on alert.
So this is a defense that will give you problems. If you're not executing at a high level, they'll turn this game into a close game. There's no doubt about that.
Kelly says receiver Keyshawn Booty will not play tomorrow night as his girlfriend gave birth to their first child last night. Saints quarterback Jameis Winston, tight end Taysom Hill, tackle Ryan Ramczyk, running back Alvin Kamara, and cornerback Paulson Adebo are all listed as questionable for Sunday's game at Carolina. Backup cornerback Alante Taylor has been ruled out after hurting his knee in practice on Thursday. Kickoff in Charlotte is at noon. I'm Jeff Palermo, Louisiana Radio Network Sports.
For nearly half a century, Tiger Rag magazine has covered all things LSU sports. The 2003 National Championship with Coach Nick Saban, Tiger Rag magazine was there. The 2007 National Championship with Coach Les Miles, Tiger Rag magazine was there. And the undefeated season of the 2019 National Championship with Coach Ed Orgeron, Tiger Rag was there with coverage from the practice field to the hoisting of the trophy. But in all these years of LSU sports moments, there has never been a more exciting time to be a Tiger fan than now. A new era has arrived at Tiger Stadium. Coach Brian Kelly has arrived in Baton Rouge with aspirations of grasping the one thing that has eluded his illustrious career, a national championship.
It takes hard work. It takes a commitment.
Tiger Rag magazine will be there every step of the way as Coach Kelly attempts to solidify his status in Louisiana immortality. Follow each moment with Tiger Rag magazine on newsstands now, online at tigerrag.com. ULM and UL Lafayette open Sunbelt play by playing each other on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Malone Stadium. The Cajuns are 2-1 and coming off a loss to Rice, while the Warhawks are 1-2 with losses to Texas and Alabama on their resume. The Crimson Tide trounced the Warhawks 63-7 last Saturday. Coach Terry Bowden making sure that loss does not linger.
As I looked at this season and what it would take from a coaching standpoint, I said we really have to manage the morale of our football team this year. The morale is going to be very important. How do we go against these teams and face a difficult day and come out of that game without having a little bit of your confidence removed?
In other action on Saturday, 3-0 Tulane hosts Southern Miss. Louisiana Tech takes on South Alabama in Mobile. Southeastern Louisiana hosts UIW in a matchup of two of the best teams in the Southland. Northwestern State and Nichols finally get to play home game Saturday. The Demons face Lamar and the Colonels host Jacksonville State. Louisiana Radio Network.
Time for riding shotgun with the gunslinger. Tough questions for football tough guy Brett Favre.
Dear Brett, my dog is too fat to jump in my truck. What should I do? First, go to favorites.com for a great auto quote in 4 minutes from Farm Bureau. Then, put your dog on a diet, or get a little trampoline so it can bounce in your truck. Tough call. I'd go trampoline.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Sean Supercenter in Hesper has street shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyelles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order, or stop by any day of the week. We open early, and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Super Center, Main Street in Hesmer.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at simsportstatebank.net.
Louisiana Radio Network News, I'm Kevin Gallagher. A hurricane could be in the southeastern Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday, but Louisiana is apparently not in the crosshairs.
State climatologist Barry Keim says the National Hurricane Center is forecasting a hurricane will cross over Cuba on Tuesday and into the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, but then spin towards the western side of Florida.
The storm track projections are likely to change a bit, and right now Louisiana is currently not in the cone of uncertainty.
LRN meteorologist John Weatherby says a ridge of high pressure is steering it towards Florida.
And that ridge will make it turn to the right, especially with an upper low sitting over the Gulf of Mexico.
I'm Jeff Palermo.
Now that storm, should it grow into named storm strength, will be called Ian. Tropical storm Hermine formed today in the eastern Atlantic. Though we're in the latter weeks of hurricane season, we all need to remain vigilant for possible storms. I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is news from LRN.
Hey y'all, have Have some festival fun around the state. September 22nd through 25th, Alligator Festival in Luling. September 23rd through 25th, Cutoff Youth Center Hurricane Festival. September 24th, Shenanigans and Hooligans Celtic Fest in Ponchatoula. September 25th, Food Truck Festival in Gonzales. And September 28th through October 2nd, Tangipahoa Parish Fair in Amite. So make your plans to laissez-les Bontemps Roulette.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com.
Are you ready?
Party all summer.
2022 is the summer of Tiger Rag Magazine. Tiger Rag. Pick up a copy of Tiger Rag Magazine and take LSU sports with you wherever your travels take you.
I love this time of year.
By the pool, at the beach, or wheels up to your favorite vacation getaway. It's the summer of Tiger Rag Magazine.
This summer, best thing ever.
Tiger Rag Magazine on newsstands and connecting with you at TigerRag.com.
State police are taking part in the National Seat Check Saturday safety event tomorrow for parents of kids still small enough to need child seats or boosters. Sergeant James Anderson says each LSP troop area will have one Saturday from 9 till noon in Covington, Crowley, Shreveport, Monroe, Alexandria, Lake Charles, Houma, Metairie, and Baton Rouge. Finding one near you is as easy as opening Facebook.
We have check locations on the Buckle Up Louisiana page available for all over the state.
By the way, if your child seat isn't in compliance, you will not be in any trouble. They'll just help you get it all in line for your kid's safety. National Hunting and Fishing Day is back tomorrow, too. State Wildlife and Fisheries spokesman Trey Isles says they'll offer training for kids in how to fish.
The fishing tournament is really kind of interesting because that's open to anyone.
Now, events are happening in Houghton, Monroe, Woodworth, and in Baton Rouge. To find out exactly where, visit the LDWF website. That's a look at news. I'm Kevin Gallagher, LouisianaRadioNetwork.com.
ABC News Now, I'm Lionel Moise. The United Nations Secretary General calling for restraint from Iranian security forces who've met protesters with violence in the wake of a woman's death in the custody of morality police.
I would also reiterate the call from the High Commissioner for Human Rights on the need for impartial and effective investigation into the death of Mahsa Amini's death.
Secretary General spokesperson Stephen Dosherick. Republicans unveiled their midterm agenda called A Commitment to America that focuses on the economy, security, and accountability. President Biden says the Republican plan makes no mention of abortion, Medicare, or Social Security. Power outages in Puerto Rico dragging on in the wake of Hurricane Fiona. University of Colorado environmental engineer Fernando Rosario Ortiz says that grid was strained before Fiona.
Once the power goes out, the water goes out. So we still hopefully days away from recovery, but it could be longer than that.
The hurricane is now taking aim at Canada. This is ABC News.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
All right, welcome back, folks. Broadcasting live here at Gene Britton Field, Panther Stadium. Thanks for keeping it tuned here for the LaPointe Iconic Halftime Show. Got a few unofficial halftime stats. Of course, the night is going in the way of the Mustangs. They lead 46-8. For the Mustangs, pretty even on the ground. Bazard has 10 carries for 87 yards. Josh Williams has 11 carries for 95 yards. DeCarrion Sampson has 8 carries for 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. Williams has 2 touchdowns. Bazard has a touchdown.
The thing about Sampson's yards, like we watched Taylor Lemoyne last week, did right at 170. Is that correct? And that took a full game. You're like, oh my goodness, he just ran and ran and ran and ran all night. He's at 134 through half of the game.
He has 2 carries of 48 yards apiece, but 48-yard touchdowns. So that does help out his cause. For Bunkie, Brady Rice completed 6 passes for about 58 yards, and Chandler Lemoyne, of course, on the ground, has carried it about 18 times for 87 yards.
Wow.
The biggest one coming right before half, 45-yard run by the third to last play of the first half. Not too many penalties tonight. A few little personal fouls here and there, and offsides by the Mustangs in the first half. Other than that, clean game by both teams. It's just the Panthers Panthers defense could not even slow down the Mustang offense, and that was something me and Coach Nick talked about this week. He said, we're not going to stop them. We have to slow them down.
Yeah.
2 fumbles tonight, one by each team. Just the one that the Mustangs fumble came with 18 seconds left in the first half. Not too much you can do. With maybe a minute left on the clock, Panthers might have been able to do something with that, but very hard to do with 18 seconds. Panthers elected to receive in the first half. Now in the third quarter, Scott's Ace Hardware third quarter, Panthers going to have to kick it off to the Mustangs and give them the ball yet again.
You said something right there. The Panthers, elected to receive, and we kind of talked at break a little bit. We elect to receive, and we don't come up with the onside kick. And it was like you just put a needle in a balloon right there. Just everything deflated. They scored on the next play. And we just struggled after that.
The capital throughout
most of the half.
Something you don't normally see. I see a lot of offensive starters here on the kickoff return. Usually, but their roster is pretty small. Here's the onside kick to the near side, and the Mustangs are going to recover at their own 45-yard line.
John Michael comes up a little bit gimpy after that kick right there. I'm looking at him really favoring that right foot. Josh, if you want to tell the listeners, he kicked a player on accident on a punt, and like, what exactly happened right there?
It
was in practice 2 weeks ago.
Just a contusion, I guess, but they said it's something similar to a Liz Frank.
Okay, to a Liz Frank injury.
Liz Frank injury. And you sports guys out there might know what that is. And that takes some time to heal. He missed week 3 and is playing very sparingly here in week 4. Mustangs run up to the line, 2 seconds left on the play clock, tossed out to Williams on the far side. Now that's number 5. Got a gaping hole, puts his head down across the 40, first down. His first carry of the night, Demarion Waters.
It's actually number 7 right there.
Okay, I'm sorry. Eric Waters.
Okay, that might be brothers right there. Yeah, Eric Waters.
That one goes for 14 yards, and Waters is getting in on the action. So we'll call that 17 yards. First down for the Mustangs, already in Panther territory. Mustangs get up to the line real quick. Here's a snap. Sampson on the right side. Good stiff arm. Going to have 5 yards near the 30-yard line before he's brought down. First down play goes for 7. And Sampson continuing what he did in the second half of what he did in the first half is hit that edge and turn it up and get good yardage. He is very, very dangerous around the edge. So 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs. Ball right on the 30-yard line of the Panthers. 10.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, brought to you by Scott's Ace Hardware. 46-8 again. Mustangs lead. Here's a handoff right up the middle. Panthers had him stopped. Williams just kind of jumped a tackle there and gets the first down. Impressive run.
Yep, he's really impressive. I know the other 2 guys get a lot of accolades. By the other 2, but I'm not going to say he's as good, but he's just right a notch below them.
I see Martell Jones, Panther linebacker, running off the field.
It's something with his knee. I saw it happen 2 plays ago.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball at the 26-yard line of the Panthers. Coffey gets under center. First down play, the toss to Williams here on the near side. Following blocker still on his feet. Going to have the first down inside the 15. And there just hasn't been an answer all night long for this Mustang offense. First down there for the Mustangs. Ball inside the 15. First and 10. Ball right at the 12-yard line, moving right to left.
Yeah, they had 7 possessions in the first half. 6 touchdowns, 1 fumble right there at the end of the half, and now they're in their first possession here in the second half.
And converted every 2-point conversion but 1.
Correct.
Whistles are blown. Panthers are going to take a timeout early here in the second half. On defense, Coach Reagan Lemoyne is going to try to make some changes, and changes are desperately needed right now because I don't know.
Nothing has worked tonight. The only thing, we both walked down into the stands after, and a lot of people saying, I hope we don't give up 100. And I mean, that's really the mindset right now. You don't want to be on the opposite of that. I don't want to give up 80. I don't want to give up more than 46.
Right.
46 is enough.
Could very well happen if you make the same mistakes in the second half as you did in the first half, which means, turning over in the red zone, coughing up a fumble, threw an interception in the first half. You repeat those mistakes in the second half, they're going to put up 46 more points.
Yeah, and Josh, just something to note, we have no idea if running clock was offered, not offered, or anything like that. But it is not a running clock so far in this second half.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball on the 12-yard line in Panther territory. Here's the snap. That's number 7, Waters on the right side, following blockers. Head full of steam. He's going to get down to about the 6-yard line. Good run for him. Picks up 5 on that first down play. That's his second carry of the second half. So he might be spelling Sampson here a little bit. Sampson hasn't gotten a carry just yet in the second half. Might be giving him a little break. Hey, he's got 134 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. I'll take that in a month. So, Donnie, quick fact right here. After this second down play, I'll tell you, here's second down, end off right up the middle for the Mustangs. Can't see who that is. Still on his feet, though, inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line. Close to the first down. That's Josh Williams right up the middle. And boy, he is quick off the ball. Third down and less than a foot here for the Mustangs. Again, the ball at the 2.5-yard line. Panthers put their backs up against the wall. I was going to say I was a defensive guy, but I got to carry the ball one time. And guess how many yards I carried it for? How many? Panthers are going to take another timeout here. Third down and less than a yard to go for the Mustangs on the 2-yard line. And the Panther defense takes a timeout. That timeout sponsored by Sean Super Center. We got 7:51 to go in the third. Brought to you by Scott Face Hardware. 46-8. Give a shout out to one of my buddies. I talked to him earlier today. Shane Ducote over there in the Hessman area. One of the best cooks I know. A good friend of mine. He listens. Doesn't have any association with Bunkie Athletics or Bunkie High School. Just keeps up, through us. So thank you, Shane, for listening. 12 yards. 12 yards. And a first down. Oh, dude, you might be in the record book. I get all these stats, these weekly stats. I got a 12-yard rushing average. Yeah, you'd be in the Hall of Fame. And I would never forget, it was against Menard my senior year, and it was a fake punt. I was the punt protector. And Coach Hudson said, it was on the spot. If I give you a sign with my hands, call your name. And Chuck Norman, who's the principal Bunkie, was the deep snapper at the time. Here's the third down play. Bazard's going to take it to the right side. Touchdown. Touchdown Mustangs. So he said, I'm going to give you a signal. And if the signal, I can't show it, but he did something with his arms and hands. And he said, just call your own name, and Chuck's going to snap it right to you. It was 4th and 3. Chuck snapped it to me. And I'm just so thankful that I caught it. And then you got 12 yards. And then I got 12 yards after that. We ended up scoring on that drive. So credit that senior win against Menard. That was all me. Put him in the book. Put this one in the book. It's 52-8. 7 minutes to go in the third. 2-point conversion. Toss to Waters here on the right side. He's in. 2-point conversion is good. And then it's the defense for the Panthers is getting washed out. They're not even close. The clock is running there, Josh, I will say. So I don't know if it's an agreed upon deal where we were a little unsure of the rule. It used to be. I think even up to last year, both head coaches had to agree upon it, and then the head official would put it into place. We're thinking that this year it's now just between the head official and the trailing team. And they have to be up by a certain amount. And even if you start to catch up, I don't know the point. I'm going to have to ask Pete Montague, but it's by a certain point spread that it's going to go to a running clock, okay? Even if you catch up, you cannot stop it. Gotcha. So I just don't know the point spread. I'm going to have to ask the official here in a little bit. Getting ready for the capital signs. Kicker off right to left. 6 minutes to go on the game clock. Again, 54-8. Mustangs up big on the Panthers. Expecting the onside kick here. Again, even on the kickoff team, you see a lot of starters. You see Sampson. You see Josh Williams there. And that's going to be an official timeout for the water break. We'll step out for a quick second. You listen to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Farm Bureau proudly supports our Bunkie Panthers. Hey, this is Josh Sauseda, your local Farm Bureau agent. If you're looking for great rates, fast claims, and real service, give me a call at 318-201-0577. Join our family so we can take care of yours.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Welcome back, folks. Water break at the 6-minute mark. They take a water break every 6 minutes during the month of September. Or, because usually in Louisiana it's still hot and these kids need to hydrate, so it's a mandatory hydration timeout by the officials. So coming out of that timeout, get back to action. Here's the kickoff by the Mustangs. It's going to be a deep kick this time. Tanner Lemoyne back to receive. Pooch kick to the far side. Tanner Lemoyne picked it up at the 20-yard line. Gets upfield. He's loose for a second and then brought down across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Good return there by Tanner Lemoyne, his first one of the year. So a text came in from a loyal listener, Chuck Descan. Says that if one team is up by 44 or more, the clock has to run. So it automatically kicks in at that point. If it goes under 44, it does not then have to run. Now, there is a separate rule, we believe, where a head coach can say, run this sucker and get us home. That is obviously not in play right here. First and 10 for the Panthers. Tanner Lemoyne up the middle. Runs into a wall of Mustangs, but gets a good push from behind across the 46-yard line. I want to give a shout-out to Chris Robinson out there in the Grove. Brought me a little snack oxtail. Have you ever tried oxtail? I have not. He brought me a little sample of oxtail with some sausage and gravy. My God, it was delicious. Chris, if you got any more of that, you listening, you can pretty much send it as much as you want up here. We sure do appreciate it. Second and 4 for the Panthers. Here's a throw. Don Guerrero was open. Bad throw. No, I think Guerrero gave up on that route a little bit. That stops the clock. That second down incompletion. No, I'm sorry, it's not going to stop the clock. We're on a rolling clock here. 4:20 and counting. Incomplete pass. That brings up third and about 4 for the Panthers, moving left to right, ball at the 47-yard line. There's Tanner Lemoyne in that Wildcat formation around the left side, has the first down and a few more to about the 47-yard line in Mustang territory. That play's been successful. It really has. And Josh, remind me, you chart all these plays as we're calling the game. Have we seen that formation all year? We have not. I didn't think so. Back in it right here, no. Brady back in the shotgun. Just a wrinkle to show the Mustangs something different. Two receivers to the near side, right's going to throw it. Kyle Johnson catches it near the first down marker. Good catch and throw there, gain of 9. Pass complete. That's Kyle's 5th catch of the night. Was primarily supposed to play defense only coming into the season. But a kid with such playmaking ability, he's playing both sides of the ball. Yeah. Haven't seen him as much on defense tonight. I think some corner, but not much safety, I should say. Second and 2. Looks like Wright's going to take the ball right up the middle for 6 yards. Across the 35 to the 33. First down Panthers. That first down brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Lemoyne taking snaps here. James getting moved. Panthers get up to the line. Dexter Compton Jr. as an up back. Maybe a blocking back. One receiver to each side. Tanner Lemoyne gets it again. A guard pulls and a flag is thrown. What did you see, Donnie? I didn't see anything, but it's obviously a legal procedure on the Panthers. Going to back us up 5 yards. Didn't see something. I didn't see anything that stood out. I didn't either. But usually if you got, just a sudden movement, they got 2 line judges, one on each side. If they see anything, they're going to throw a flag for false start of legal procedure. Backs the Panthers up 5 yards, 1st and 15 now. from the 42. Lemoyne trying to find some room to the right side. He's stacked up. Maybe get the yard out of that.
So look, I don't mind that. Just we have not seen them stop it yet. We're gonna run it until you can prove that you can stop it. And I wouldn't expect that play right here again.
It looks like Brady Wright's gonna get back into the shotgun. 3 receivers now, 2 to the near side, 1 up top. Low snap. Brady just falls on it at the 40. Thank God they get it back. Brings up 3rd down. A wasted play. You're looking at 3rd down and a mile here for the Panthers. Bad snap, and that's something we've seen a good bit in the first game of the season. Kind of cleaned it up. But, man, you hate to see that happen here on a 2nd down and long. He makes the 3rd down and even longer for the Panthers. Here's Johnson in motion. Play action pass. Wright's rolling out. Going to throw it high over Gurrell's head. Don't believe he would have had much anyway as the Mustang defenders were all over him.
No, high throw, even if he does catch it with a perfect throw, a couple Mustangs out there would have tackled him. That's going to bring up 4th and, what's that, Josh? You need a calculator.
4th and about 18 for the Panthers. 4 receivers sitting out right, looking to throw. Is going to throw it deep, and it's going to be intercepted by the Mustangs. Ball on the ground. Panthers get it back.
Somehow get it back. It will be Panther possession.
I was trying to read the number on who was returning it.
I think it's number 2, Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones returning it 5 yards to the far side. And he loses the football. Panthers get the ball back. And they get about 18 yards, what they needed to convert. 1st and 10 for the Panthers inside the 30 now.
Just how we drew it up.
Wildcat formation again. Chandler Lemoyne trying to bounce it to the outside, find the corner. He's cutting it upfield now, and he is down right at the 25-yard line. Picked up a 4 for Chandler Lemoyne. Yeah, that play's had some success, but I think the Mustangs have really caught on to it now.
Yeah. But we're back in that formation here. We will have a better view of where Dexter Compton is right here, but that's the end of the quarter. Mustangs up 54-8.
With a running clock, that was a quick 3rd quarter. At the end of the Shots Ace Hardware 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick break. This is the Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Sean Supercenter in Hesper has street shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyelles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order or stop by any day of the week. We open early and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Supercenter, Main Street in Hesmer.
All right, welcome back, folks. Starting the 4th quarter, brought to you by Sim Sports State Bank. 54-8 with a running clock. Panthers have the ball.
Couple score updates. Manny is up 22-10 on Newman. Manny's up 22-10 on Newman. I'm looking for a more score. One score that I did want to point out, if I can find it again, Trey Holly plays for Union Parish High School. He's going for the all-time LHSAA rushing record tonight. He needed 240-something yards. I see his team has 40 points. He's trying to beat, I think it's Nick Brosette, who is the leading rusher in LHSA history.
2nd down play is a bad snap. Panthers may have jumped back on it. Nope, Mustangs do. Mustang football. Bad snap. Turnover. That is the 4th turnover for the Panthers tonight. And we do have a Panther on the ground. That's number 55. And a flag is thrown.
That's going to be on Don Gurrell, I think. He's the only person anywhere near that flag.
That number 55 on the ground is the Trachis Paree, offensive lineman, and the Panthers didn't need that. It's like a sideline warning. Now, I don't know what he's trying to tell Coach Nick over there. He's now going to come over and explain to him. We'll probably get an update from Coach Nick. We do have an injured Panther on the field. He's laying face down now. I'm sorry, they just flipped him over. Looks like they're going to try to help him up now. Not sure, but that last play was just a bad snap on the ground. Panthers kicked it around. Again, could not fall on it. And the Turkish Sharid is being carried off the field. Looks like no weight at all being put on his left leg. He's definitely got a lower leg injury on the left leg. We hope that he's okay. Big guy. Anybody that's standing next to Coach Reagan and same size, you know, he's a big guy. Probably one of the biggest guys we have on the team. Yeah. And, if you know, Bunkie doesn't have a lot of size, so we hate to lose any size on either side of the ball. So the Panthers are going to commit a 15-yard penalty. Really didn't understand what the call was, the motion was. Coach Nick eventually went and just talked to the ref. Mustangs get 15 yards, running clock, fourth quarter. Mustangs up 54-8. Ball on the 45-yard line. Mustangs going left to right now after that fumble. It's going to be a pitch here to the near side. And that's Sampson trying to find some room. Knocked out of bounds after a 14-yard pickup near the 40-yard line. And he was just explosive when he got the ball. He's really, really good. I just really like him as a running back. I was about to say, Donnie, I said they're an opposing team. I think we do a very good job of calling games without being biased. But I really like their kid. Me too. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Sampson. Like I said earlier, I've known him pretty much his whole life. I can remember his mom, April. I'm sure she's in the stands over there. Very, very nice lady. And DeCarry was just always such the nicest kid. Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs down the Panther 40. Crossing the other center. And quick handoff to Williams on the far side. Gets around the edge, and he could outrun everybody as he gets the first down. Finally bumped out of bounds at about the 15. Big gainer there on first down by Josh Williams. Yeah, Hayden moved right there, Josh Williams. Hayden Sauseda and John Michael Eves received All-State honors last year and went to the school board. Hayden being my son, I was there, of course, and I got to talk to DeCarry a little bit. That's a great football player, great kid, and that's a good combination, you know. I wish him all the best. Probably going to make another run for state honors this year. Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 15 now. Here's a snap toss here to the near side. New running back, looks like. Panthers stack him up. Nice play by the defense. No gain. It looks like a new running back in there. Can't really see his number. We'll see when he gets up. That's number 7. That was Waters. That's a senior right there. Reese Horton with the first one to make the hit right there. Reese never really saw a lot of playing time before this year. The senior numbers called. I've seen Reese out there a lot lately and has played some really tough physical football. Quick shout out to Jeremy Andrews out there listening. Like I said, our listeners are so loyal. It's a 54-8 game. It's a blowout. It's a running clock. And Jeremy Andrews texts with Go Big Red. So that just shows you how much passion there is out there for this football team. So I'll say this while we have 8 minutes to go. We do have another home game next week. Here's Sampson in for the touchdown from 14 yards out. Didn't even know that was happening. It happened so fast. Sampson like the bolt of lightning over there and make it 60-8. Mustangs on top. But there is another home football game here next week, so please do join us as there's only 8 minutes left here. Yeah, homecoming night next week. The Panthers will host the Winfield Tigers. No, I'm sorry. Not homecoming. Oh, it's not homecoming? I hope not. No, it's a little dazzler. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. I knew it was something big. I just say, no, I ain't got nothing for that. It's the little dazzlers. I knew there was some kind of event. Jill Sauseda, the dance line instructor, told me they had 85 little dazzlers signed up. That's a lot of little kids. 2-point try is going to... yards out, and they haven't been able to stop the Mustangs since, besides a fumble by Bazard in the second quarter. Here's the kickoff brought to you by Capital Signs, kicking it off left to right now. Back deep to receive for the Panthers, which he's only had one attempt to return it, is Tanner Lemoyne. Looks like the Panthers have a full-on hands team up front. It's been like that pretty much all night, ever since they couldn't recover the onside kick for the opening kickoff. Onside kick in the middle. Panthers pounce on it right at midfield. It looks like an offensive lineman moves that. 78, Juju Eaves, Julian Eaves right there comes up with it. Good job. John Michaels, I don't want to say little brother, younger brother. Yeah, don't say little. Panthers take over on offense right at midfield. Moving right to left now. Again, a running clock, 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Sims Sports State Bank. Three receivers set up back in the shotgun. Low snap again. Wright's going to throw it to the far side. That's complete. Don Guerrero is going to reach forward for the first down. First down, Panthers. Brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Up tempo as they get the change move. Panthers are getting up to the line. Kyle Johnson down here to the bottom, the lone receiver. Two receivers to the top. Wright takes the ball. So looking for Kyle Johnson. Overthrown. Johnson was running a slant to the near hash, and that ball was a little high, incomplete. Again, 62-8. Under 6 minutes to go, and that's going to be a water break. We'll take a water break with them. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at simsportstatebank.net.
All right, welcome back, folks. We're still in the water break timeout. Panthers trail the Mustangs big, 62-8. So right at 5:57 left to go in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Simsport State Bank. Last score update we have, Josh, right here for the other embarrassed team, Marksville. They're down 41-6 to Tioga Indians. That was at a halftime score. Second down play is a throw out to the far side. Guerrero in a flat makes a move upfield and tackled after about a 5-yard gain. Manageable third down now. Third down and 3 for the Panthers. Josh, we are going to give a LaPointe Eye Clinic player their game tonight. I'll give it after this play. Third down. Right looking to throw. Pump fake going deep. Overthrows. Looks like Johnson in the end zone, who had really 3 defenders on him. Yeah, that's just trying to force something there. Yeah, that'd be pretty tough right there. Player of the game tonight is the aforementioned Kyle Johnson right there. Kyle does have a touchdown, and Kyle has 5 catches for 56 yards tonight. Kyle was the co-player of the game last week. So, that's, and a Mustang defender is down. That's number 23 for them, Quez Augustine. Didn't see him go down initially. I didn't either. Now this clock does stop for this. There's 5:07 to go. Interested to see if we get. I just don't know if we have anyone else to really take snaps at quarterback. I was told that at the JV game, even Brady took all the snaps there as well. So, wow, that's odd to have your starting quarterback play JV as well. Starting Friday night guy. Dylan Compton is still down. So really no one else to take snaps right there. We'll see what receivers go out, what running backs. You know, we really haven't seen much of Huck Pius in the running game at all last week and any tonight. I think Tanner's been the only back so far. And let's see if number 1 goes back out there. Yep, he is. Be a number 1, yep. Fourth down and 4 for the Panthers. They don't convert this. They'll give the Mustangs the ball back around the 33-yard line. Moving right to left. We are in Mustang territory. Here's the snap. And Mustangs come across. Offside. First down for the Panthers. I think that was the play the whole time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Kyle Johnson came in motion, faked the handoff, hard count, got the Mustangs to jump. Their third time jumping offside tonight. Panthers get a first down. That's brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Close to the Red River Bank red zone here. Here's a toss to Kyle Johnson. Cuts it upfield. He's across the 20, close to about the 16-yard line. And the first down. First down, Panthers. Another first down for the Panthers. We are now in the Red River Bank red zone. Good shout out right there to them. Good steal on the edge right there. James Morissette, Noah Newton, and maybe Julian Eves right there. Good run by Kyle. We'll add that to his player of the game stat. First and 10 from the 14. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne up the middle. And the Mustangs bring him down inside the 10. Good hard run there by Tanner Lemoyne, dragging a few defenders after the fake to Kyle Johnson. Second down and 6. Game clock coaching 4 minutes here. Again, 62-8. Mustangs on top of the Panthers. And I just saw Mustang go down after he lined up. They may be trying to suck some wind here. That's interesting. Up 62-8. Everyone's really just trying to head home at this point. It's 4 minutes to go in the game. The game is well out of hand. I'm not accusing anybody of anything because I've had my share of cramps and injuries on the field. But I saw this defensive end line up, ready to go, look to the sideline, and just fall. Interesting. I'd like to watch that on film. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just telling you when I come off the field. He's up on his feet and walking with no help. Not even any help. He looks like he's fine. He's actually running off the field. Josh, you might have been on to something right there. I think I was on it 100%. That's just my opinion, though. You can't rub out a cramp that fast, and you don't run off the field that fast if you have one. You can send him to acting school. Second and 6 for the Panthers. Ball right at the 10. Here's the snap. Brady's going to throw it out to the far side to Kyle Johnson. He's wrapped up immediately. Maybe it's taken down for a loss there on the play. Big loss of 4. Third down and 9 now for the Panthers, moving right to left. Let's see what the Panthers can do with just a few minutes left. 3:30 on the game clock. Third down. Now they move the ball marker a little closer. Third down and 6. Johnson in motion again. And off to Tanner Lemoyne up the middle. Across the 10, close to the 6. Going to be a yard short of the first down. 4th and a yard for the Panthers here. 4th and a yard to go here inside the Red River Bank red zone. We're moving quickly here. Let's see if the Mustangs have another injury. They don't. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne on the right side. He's close to the touchdown. Will he get in? Touchdown, Panthers. That touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants. So with 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Central State Bank. Panthers put 6 more on the board. It is 14-62. Panthers are going to go for 2 here. The throw to the far side in the end zone. Oh, good and ball. Incomplete, but there was a lot of contact, pass interference against the defense. Panthers get another try, half the distance to the goal. Freddie throws that fade really well. He just gets it to drop right there by the back pylon. Let the big tall receivers. We got some really tall receivers go up for it. A new formation here now, because we'll go half the distance on that penalty. We're going to go with that Wildcat formation with right at wide receiver here to the left side. And it goes a direct snap to the up back, number 6, Dexter Compton Jr., who's going to take that into the end zone. I like that play. So I do too. I really like that going to the up back. I'd almost like us to keep that in our bag of tricks for next week against Winfield or something. Because out of that Wildcat formation, we've seen Tanner run the majority of the time. Tanner would even take it, give it to Kyle Johnson on the end around. We have not seen the up back take it. I like that. So game clock's still running. Under 2 minutes now, and we're going to have the kickoff brought to you by Capital Signs. We'll be kicking it off right to left. And the Panthers may take their time to get out here on the field. And I would imagine that this is kind of aggravating Andy Boone right now. Yeah. I'm looking at him, look at the clock. Panthers finally take the field. Minute and a half to go in the game. Minute and a half. If the Mustangs get the ball back, they do have a couple timeouts. I'm kind of anxious to see if Boone calls a timeout here. He does have 2 left. Jamie Lost AM to do the kicking right here. Jamie's a junior wide receiver.
who worked on some kicking this past week at practice. Here is the Capital Signs kickoff. It's going to be a pooch kick to the middle of the field. Hits at the 25. Josh Williams takes it in at the 10. Being patient, looking for some room now to the far side. He likes that sideline, calling out blocks. Still on his feet. Runs out of bounds at the 35, and a flag gets thrown. I didn't see much contact. I didn't either. I don't know what the flag is. I will say that Jamie Lawson is the one. He kicked the ball and then was pushed him out of bounds as well right there. We'll see what the call is on the field. I saw a flag come out, but that was kind of a lackadaisical return. You know, not much physicality in that one, which kickoffs really are. They'd be holding against the Mustangs, so that'll back them up 10 yards from the spot. At about the 22-yard line now, moving left to right. Clock stopped momentarily at 50 seconds, so the Mustangs will have time for a few more plays here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Sports State Bank. I want to thank all our sponsors: Capital Signs, Roy Scott and James, Shawn Super Center, Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants, LaPointe Eye Clinic, Josh Sauseda Farm Bureau, Red River Bank, J&J Exterminating, Crazy Katie, Dot Base Hardware, and of course, Sports State Bank. First and 10 play is a handoff to the near side. That's Sampson trying to outrun everybody. Will he? And he will outrun everybody. That's going to be a touchdown for the Mustangs with 23 seconds to go. Just could not contain the edge. He has run that 6 times and has scored 4 times on that. Panthers just cannot contain the edge. You know, if I'm an opponent looking at the Panthers film, I'm trying to hit the outside every time. Every time. Panthers do a reasonably good job stopping runs up the middle. Outside, they have not been able to contain anything. So the time expires right there. It is 68-16. But I do believe that they will have to make some type of attempt here. I'm assuming Coach Boone's just going to kneel this, correct? No, I'll bet money that he doesn't. I'll bet money that he doesn't. And I hope I'm still calling the game when this is the other way. Panthers up 68. You won't see it the other way because no one else would do this. Here's a toss here to the near side. Waters is going to get into the end zone and convert that 2-point conversion. And I believe that's going to be the ball game. That's it. Panthers take a pounding 70-16 here at home against the Mustangs. Made a bunch of mistakes in the first half and just really couldn't recover. So we're back home again here at Panther Stadium next week, hosting the Winfield Tigers. Panthers are going to drop to 1-3 on the season, and the Mustangs improve to 3-1 on the season. That's how this game ends. For Donnie Newton, I'm Josh Sauseda and McKinley Lemoyne, a.k.a. Kinley, working the switchboard. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Everybody have a great weekend. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-720.
They are simply the best.